What's up, football fans? Epic here, and Week 7 was one hell of a week for fantasy. Let's take a look at last week's picks. We nailed some of our picks right on the head, as Alex Smith threw for 3 touchdowns, Aaron Jones torched the Saints, and Marshawn Lynch didn't even finish the first half of last week's Thursday night game. Can't say I predicted that one. On the other hand, Russell Wilson ran and gunned for 32 fantasy points, and Amari Cooper had a night for the ages. Anyways, you guys know the drill. 5 starts, 5 sits, 10 seconds or less. Let's get right to it. The QB I'm starting is Kirk Cousins. Captain Kirk has scored 20 plus fantasy points in every game each of the past 4 weeks. Washington is stellar at home, and expect Kirk to torch the Cowboys like he always seems to do. A QB I'm sitting is Matthew Stafford. I'm 100% buying Pittsburgh's defense, and with Stafford a little banged up but no Golden Tate, expect Stafford to have a below average game. Running back I'm starting is Christian McCaffrey. McCaffrey's finding a real role in Carolina's offense, as Ron Rivera is spreading the young back in places where he can catch passes. Tampa Bay really struggles against running backs, and McCaffrey should once again be all over the field in Week 8. A running back I'm sitting is Lamar Miller. Seattle at Seattle is a tough matchup for any offense, let alone a matchup-dependent running back. Miller can have a good games, but don't expect a top 12 performance this week. A wide receiver I'm starting is Demaryius Thomas. Thomas has yet to find the end zone thus far, and my gut tells me he has a high chance of finding it against a Chiefs secondary that looks less impressive by the day, and just allowed Oakland's number 1 to destroy them. A wide receiver I'm sitting is Will Fuller. I know he's putting up big fantasy numbers, but he's had 8 catches in the last 3 games, and 5 of them are for touchdowns. That's unsustainable, especially going up to face the Legion of Boom. Big time bust alert in Seattle this Sunday. A tight end I'm starting is Kyle Rudolph. We're picking on the Browns for the second straight week. The Browns should limit both Vikings running backs, but I expect Rudolph to see a nice workload in London against a team who just can't stop the tight end. A tight end I'm sitting is Cameron Brate, and for the second straight week, I'm advising you to pump the brakes on Cam Brate. Luke Kuechly is back, and so is Kurt Coleman, so don't expect Brate to be the man in Week 8. A defense I'm starting is the Minnesota Vikings. Not that you would consider benching this unit, but we have to take a second to recognize that arguably the best fantasy defense gets to feast on the worst fantasy offense. It's a matchup that cannot be ignored by any stretch of the imagination. A defense I'm sitting is the Buffalo Bills. The Raiders are rolling, and even though the Bills ridded themselves of Marcel Darius, I'm going to bill this unit as a sit in Week 8. Alright, that wraps up this week of 5 plus 5 equals 10. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit me up with a sub. As I said in my previous video, we're going to have a giveaway once we hit 50 subscribers. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And before you go, I have a quick phone call I'd like to make. And now, let's bring on the phone for one of our fantasy experts. Let's give him a call. Gushna, how's your day going, my man?
I'm doing pretty good today, Epic. How are you doing?
Good, good. Let's treat our viewers to some extra fantasy advice, shall we?
Alright then, let's get to it. So my fantasy sleeper this week is going to be Josh McCown of the New York Jets. Over the past 3 weeks, McCown has had a sneaky 7 touchdown passes and 72 fantasy points. And this week, he's going to be playing an underperforming Atlanta Falcons defense at home. McCown has been incredible this year, given the weapons he has had to work with, and I fully expect that to continue at home against the Falcons. This week, I predict McCown will throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Awesome. What else you got for us?
Alright, and I'm also going to add in my fantasy lock of the week. My fantasy lock of the week is going to be AJ Green of the Cincinnati Bengals. Before last week's matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, AJ Green had gotten at least 11.7 fantasy points in every single game, and this week he plays a horrid Colts secondary who's giving up the second most yards per attempt thrown with 8.5 yards per attempt. I predict Green will exceed 110 yards receiving on 6 receptions with at least 1 touchdown.
Good stuff, Gushna. Thanks for the picks this week.
Alright, Epic. Thank you for allowing me to share those picks with your subscribers. Hopefully they pan out for them, and I look forward to doing this again sometime.
Alright, I'll leave the link to Gushna's YouTube channel in the description down below. And with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye now.